any other manager could have won the league with City, and they have. If you want to impress me, come to City.
I don't know. So what you're saying? Someone like Unai Emery could have won with City.
Absolutely.
Peeps, we're back. And Stefan again, we're back with another episode of Football on Demand. And once again, I'm joined by Emmanuel and Ed. So let's get straight into it again. And today we're going to talk about the internet. We're going to go through Gareth Southgate and just a little roundup of what's happened in terms of England-wise and what's happened over the last couple of weeks. So the real question is Gareth Southgate the man to take England forward or win anything? Again, I'm going to open the floor. We're going to start with Ed. What do you say to that? Ed?
Listen. In the words of the famous Claude, it's time to go. Nah, this guy, I don't know what he's actually doing at this point. This 3-4-3 formation he keeps persisting with is dead. It's absolutely dead. He's living off this whole World Cup campaign that was like a whole myth itself, because we beat teams we were supposed to beat in that competition. And any moment that Southgate has ever played a half-decent team, he's always lost. He's always been outclassed. And he just, for me, he just doesn't have any tactics. He just seems like he's just winging at this point in time. And some of the formation he's playing, it just doesn't make any sense. I don't know what you guys think, but personally, I don't think he's going to last long.
Manny, what do you reckon?
Yeah, you know me. I just think like the players that we've got at England, I don't think he's the right man for the job. But I say it in terms of, is anyone right for England? Because look at the past 20 years. What have England done? Not only Gareth Southgate, Capella, all the managers that we've had before. What have they done with England? Like, I just don't understand. Like, when the manager comes in to England, they're just not extracting the best out of the squad. I just don't understand what it is. Is it like our players just don't care enough?
You know what it is, Manny?
Compete at the highest level.
Manny, I get what you're saying, but my big problem is at this moment in time with Southgate, I'm just not enjoying watching England play. Like, some of the football they're playing is just not even that good for the quality of players that we have. With previous managers like Ericsson, even though England weren't really doing much, but I actually enjoyed watching England play. Do you know what I mean? I actually watched England see Gerrard do this, do that, or Lampard do this, do that, or it was a bit more exciting. Whereas now, I see the England game, I'm like, oh, whatever.
Let's get this straight. I swear Gareth Southgate was the manager of Middlesbrough.
He was, and the player.
How do you go from a Middlesbrough manager to the England squad like manager? I just don't understand. That just shows how he just doesn't have that quality of a top tier manager. And I don't understand why he was the right man for England. Like, when he got hired in the first place, I was like, Gareth Southgate, like, I just don't see.
I'm not sure. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he was managing the under-21s.
Yeah, he was.
So it was
That's
more.
How he got the promotion.
Yeah, it was more of a promotion than they gave him the job, sort of thing. So he just sort of like worked his way into it. Well, Gareth Southgate. Me and you had a big conversation about this last night, Ed. You know, like, and I sort of went on a left rant. And the problem is, I don't as much blame Southgate as much as, like, I think it's 50-50 split between the players, to be fair. But then it's also the level of expectation that we have as England fans. I don't think England are that great, but somehow England are ranked 4th in the world. Someone needs to explain that to me personally, how England are ranked 4th in the world. Like, you compare England teams of old, and I mean of old, compared to the England teams of now, we don't really have any true ballers, do we? Like, any people that stand out. And you got to go, how many of those players, I should say, would fit in that so-called golden generation that we had of England players? And I think that generation of players has maybe led England to expect a bit more than we possibly should from the players that we have now. And then manager-wise, technically, Gareth Southgate's win ratio is, I believe it's like the 4th best or 5th best in England managers. So technically he's won the games. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not a support. I wouldn't say I'm a supporter of Gareth Southgate.
Then again, like Edward said, he's winning the matches that we should. Like,
Yeah.
but when it comes to the matches that where we're like maybe not a favorite, he's just not getting the best out of us just to cause an upset to these teams. We're not competitive in these matches, and he's just like, I don't know if it's the tactics, the motivation of the players.
To play devil's advocate, could he say that he's not had his first team the whole time? So, for example, that Fab Four that they speak of, Raheem Sterling, Marcus Rashford, Harry Kane, and I can't remember who the last one was. It's another one, but
Sancho.
They've not all been fit at the same time over the last 4 years or three something. I can't remember how period of time it is, but they've not been fit for the last few games. So could he make a claim and say that he's not had his strongest squad?
But Steph, what manager always has what they want? You have to make do with what you got at that time. And the thing is, when you go back to the win ratio thing, me and you could have a good win ratio if we play Azerbaijan every week. You're not judged as an England manager whether you beat Moldova or Moldavia. You're judged by if you're beating Germany, Belgium, these top tier teams. Do you know what I mean?
But he has a good win. He has a good win over Spain. He has a good win over Belgium. He has those wins over those countries. But again, he has those wins when he had. I think that game that they beat Spain, it was Kane, Sterling, and Rashford up top.
I hear what you're trying to say. I hear what you're trying to say with, like, obviously if he has those four players fit, whether they could do better. But I'll be honest with you, I don't really think that would make much of a difference, because there's certain players at this point he's persisting with, and I don't get why. I don't see this obsession with Mason Mount. I'm pretty sure, like I've said this before, I'm convinced Mason Mount's his son. I'm throwing out there. They actually look alike as well. That's his son. That's why he's playing him. I don't get the obsession with Mason Mount.
Well, as we worked out, England aren't blessed in that role of centre mid anyway. As we went through the other day, as me and you we went through, and if you look at England's centre mid, like compare it to like 10, 15 years ago when there were actual ballers in that park, we don't have any. But our best passer of the ball is probably Harry Winks right now, bro, and he can't get an England team. He can't get an even Tottenham team, let alone England team.
Yeah. So obviously the Euros are coming up. Who have England got in their group?
What, for the Euros?
Yeah.
I think we've got Scotland, definitely Scotland. Also Croatia. Nightmares with Croatia and Czech Republic. Yeah. So we should, looking at it on paper, we should get out of that group.
So second place, are we saying? Because I see Croatia finishing on top of that group, to be fair.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not going in there with any expectation from England, to be honest with you.
Yeah, same. Like I feel like if England get through that group, the best we can hope for is probably round of 16, maybe quarters at best.
We'll see what happens. And this is the thing. And what we go and do as a nation though is we go and apply pressure on other players that have just come in and shown a couple of games. And I will refer to Jack Grealish because everyone in the comments was flying about, wow, Jack Grealish is world class. Remember, he's only played 3 games for England now. Like, let's chill out a bit. Yeah. Let's chill out and let the guy progress and see how he goes. Don't get me wrong. He's had 2 good games for England, but chill out. Like, just calm it down.
I called it last week.
Just calm it down.
I called it last week. Jack was going to be the man. He was proving all the haters wrong.
He's not.
Like I said,
in my eyes.
build the team around Grealish, and we can get to the finals next year. I'm telling you.
The finals, you know.
I'm done with you. I'm literally. But we move on, and finally. Oh, and just as a celebratory moment, there is no more international football until March next year. And now we come back to the best stuff, the good stuff, which is the Premier League kicking back off this week, and we're going to kick it off with another topic of Liverpool's injury crisis. How many Liverpool players are injured at this minute in time now? How many have we got? 10?
You want to go through them, Ed?
Yeah,
quickly.
So we got Trent out, obviously Van Dijk's out, Gomez out. The young kid Reece Williams, he's looking like a doubt as well. Fabinho's out, Thiago's out, Henderson's out.
Robertson.
Robertson's looking like a doubt, but I think he played. You think he might have played yesterday or today. Also, who else? Salah's out with the COVID.
Oh yeah.
So that's 10 players.
He was enjoying himself at his brother's birthday, wasn't he?
So 10 players.
I saw Mido throw a mad one about that. Do you remember? He was doing.
Oh yeah.
He was throwing a mad one about. He was out there to play for Egypt, not celebrating his birthday.
So yeah, so that's literally 10 players we have out, and the squad is literally down to the bare bones at this moment in time. And I don't know what it is like. I don't know whether it's maybe there's too many games condensed in a certain amount of time, or maybe the training regime on the Klopp is maybe taking its toll on the players. I just don't know what it is.
I read that there was an article released about the fact that Liverpool assistant coaches realized the use of caffeine in helping re-energize and energize players, and they've been installing it in Liverpool's like training regime and stuff, players training regime. And they predicted that the dude actually predicted that there was going to be Liverpool were going to go through an injury turmoil like this based on the fact that they were using that level of caffeine in the players. Yeah. Whether it's true or not.
What is that? What's some scientific stuff there? What is that?
But do you know what he called it?
This is sounding like some conspiracy, yo.
He called it.
You know something we don't.
He called it though, but whether that is generally caused it.
In terms of the Premier League now, where do I see Liverpool this season? I don't think they can challenge for the title now. I feel like I don't know. I feel like they're in first place at the moment, aren't they?
No, third.
Who's
like
top?
Southampton. Who's first?
Leicester.
No, Leicester, Southampton, one of the two.
Oh, okay.
Definitely. So
I feel like
at the top. It is, Leicester at the top.
Leicester. I called that Leicester. I told you they're looking strong this season.
It's 8 games. Chill out, yo.
It's 8 games.
In terms of challenging from the Premier League, I just don't see like how they can get through all these injuries, especially with Van Dijk and that back four being decimated at the moment. I just don't see how they can challenge for the league again. It's looking more and more like City could mount a challenge from where they are. I think they've still got a game in hand and just move on from there, especially with the Pep extension, which we're going to talk about later. That could be, they could just roll on from there.
You know what it is though, with these injuries, the only thing I can say is the only kind of positive I can take out of this is that we've played some of the hardest teams at this so far. Yeah. So we've obviously played Chelsea, we played City, we played Arsenal. So we played some of the big teams. So now I think we have a nice bit of running. But I will say though, if Liverpool were to go on and win the league this season after all these mad injuries, this will probably be one of the greatest achievements in football. Yeah. Like just think about that. Literally, we have like one fit defender out of like 5. If we go on and like, it's gonna be a season where we're gonna have to outscore oppositions. Like you know when Klopp first came in, where Liverpool are getting into games where it's like 5-4, 6-5. It's gonna be that kind of season, I feel.
Here's the next question though. Obviously, no one could have predicted this happening, but do you think Klopp made vital errors in not replacing people like Dejan Lovren?
Oh, hindsight's a beautiful thing. It's easy to say that now because, like, when you actually look at it, even with Lovren gone, we had Van Dijk, Gomez, Matip, Phillips. So obviously there were like 4 centre backs there that were not too bad, and Fabinho that could fit, that could slide in there. So I get why he's not gone out and bought one, but for me, in January, Liverpool have to go out and get someone just to like keep that defense together because at the moment we're relying on kids, and even they're getting injured.
But then the problem is that these players will come back and be fit. So do Liverpool go and buy another top quality centre half or just one to fill in for the time being?
No, I think they should just buy one just as a fill-in, just until the other defenders get fit again. Because I feel like if, like Edward said, if they could go on a good run, maybe like just like maintain ground on like the top spot in the Premier League. I feel like with all their players coming back they may still have a chance to win the Premier League. And like you said, it would be like one of the greatest achievements if they could pull it off.
I don't know.
What do you think? So my question to you, Steph, with all these injuries, where do you think Liverpool? What do you think Klopp should do? Do you think he should say, you know what, we can't defend at the moment in time, let's go all out attack, or should we just like try and work on defending in the training ground? What do you think his approach should be?
Well, here's the thing though: all your goals, pretty much at this minute in time, will have to come from Mane, because isn't Salah out for a couple of weeks, and Firmino don't score for shit for like right now anyway, bro. Or just I guess, like, you know, you got to go between them, and then you've got to wonder where the creativity is coming from, because Genie Wijnaldum ain't really creating that much goals for you lot. Naby Keita,
He's scoring a lot for. Is it Holland?
Yeah, he's got.
When he comes to Liverpool, he doesn't seem to have the same.
He plays a different position for Holland. For Holland, he plays as a number 10. For Liverpool, he's like literally a number 5.
Yeah. So
we got Thiago for creativity, but we just need to get him fit.
Exactly, he's injured as well, so it's like, where's the creativity coming from?
Yeah,
and you've got another like 3-4 weeks of that. So,
do you feel like that Thiago signing was a disappointment the way like it's played out now, Ed? Like,
nah. Like, honestly, even the 2 games I've seen him play out, even both those games, he was the best player on the pitch both times. Against Everton, he got really unlucky with that horrible injury, with that horrible tackle from Richarlison. But I don't know if you guys watched that Everton game. Like, you could see he was class above everyone else on that pitch. Like, he's an amazing player. But obviously, coming into Liverpool, I knew he had a bit of an injury record, and he doesn't really stay fit for the full of the season. But I think, though, if we can keep him fit, I still think he's going to be one of the signings of the season. We just need to keep him fit, keep him like wrapped in bubble, whatever, and then just keep him going.
In order for Liverpool to win this league this season, this period of time, they can't lose too many games. Okay. If they lose 3 or 4 games, their title's done. Their challenge is done.
Well, having said that though, Steph, the way the season's shaping up, this could be one of those seasons where you could lose 6 games and still win the title.
I don't see it, bro. I don't see it.
No one's picked up consistency yet, fam. No one's picked up consistency.
Yeah, but what I'm talking about, you're talking about in the next 3 to 4 weeks, if Liverpool go on and lose 3 of those games, you're telling me none of the other teams are going to pick up consistency. I just think it's a matter of time.
In this league, bro, as we've seen in this league, anyone can beat anyone. So even if Liverpool lost the next 2 games, I don't trust City. I don't trust that City are going to win the next 2 games. I don't trust Chelsea are going to win the next 2 games.
We're also forgetting about Tottenham as well. Like after their last few wins, they've been on a roll. Everyone seems to think Tottenham has a chance of winning this Premier League. Do you guys agree with that?
I don't know about everyone, but I don't know about everyone believing that. I feel Tottenham are classic bottle jobs, isn't it? Like, you know, let them do what they do, bro. Like, that's what they do.
They've got Mourinho this time, though.
It don't make a difference, bro. If they had Mourinho and flipping drew 4-4 with West Ham, or what was it, 3-3 with West Ham the other day, it doesn't really matter. Like, when you can't defend, you can't defend, bro. With man like Davinson Sanchez at the back, you will not win anything.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I agree. Like, I don't care how many goals Harry Kane scores for you up top, or how many assists he's getting, or how many goals.
Scoring for fun at the moment.
Yeah, I get what you mean. They're scoring for fun, but when it comes to Tottenham, when it really matters, they always find a way to mess it up. And when it really matters.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with there. We'll see what happens with Liverpool, innit? But it's not looking bright at this minute in time. It's not looking.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'm not looking forward to the Premier League coming back on the weekend. The thing is, though, I think we'll beat Leicester, because, like, for some reason, Klopp seems to get his players up for big games. So I think we'll beat Leicester and probably go top of the table. But the thing is, though, like, when we have to go to these like teams that sit back and like are proper physical, I think we might struggle a bit.
We'll have to see about that, because I'm not sure you guys will beat Leicester, with a squad of
same.
We'll see what happens on the weekend. But again,
I'm saying it now. We're beating Leicester. Just put it out there. We're beating Leicester. I'm putting anything on it.
We'll see what happens. Okay, well, we're going to move on to our final and last subject, which is the Pep extension, as was just released yesterday, I believe it was, or was it today, that he's just signed a 2-year extension at City. And what do we think about that? Manny, what do you think about
Uh, you know what? I think of Pep. He's a good manager, but I think for him to create his lasting legacy at City, he's already got a legacy there, but he has to win the Champions League before he leaves City. That's my whole thing. Because the last few times in the Champions League, they've been absolute bottle jobs. And for him, I feel like he wants to win as well. I think the players want to win it, but they've just not got over that hump. I don't know what it is, the mentality. I think every time they've gone into games that they should have won but lost. And I feel like sometimes that's down to Pep just overthinking things, like when it comes to those games and the players not producing. But I feel like before he leaves, he wants to win the Champions League. And I think that's part of the reason why he signed an extension. And another thing is, where else was he going to go? Because it feels like Ronald Koeman, is going to stay at Barcelona for the time being.
He ain't staying at Barcelona.
So I don't understand where else he would have gone.
Ronald Koeman is a whole nother subject, bro. He's a whole nother subject, and Barcelona is a whole nother thing. But with Pep, I was actually surprised, to be fair, that he signed a new 2-year deal. I thought he would have called it a day personally, but for me, it shows that Pep has ambition of getting back to the top, because obviously City took a actual slapping last season in terms of Premier League and Champions League. But my thing about winning the Champions League, obviously he needs to win the Champions League, but for me, he's already a great manager. He's won champions in every country he's been at. So how can you not class someone that's done that as a great manager? He came, he cleaned up 2 seasons in a row. Again, not many, 2 seasons or 3 seasons. I don't know how many times they won the Prem, but he's done that, and he was only the 3rd or 4th manager to do that. So how can we not say that he's not a great manager?
You know what though? When I first saw the deal get announced, I looked at this a completely different way. I saw this was his ego taking over. That's the reason why he signed the deal. I'll tell you what I mean. So he's obviously been at City now, done his thing, done what he's had to do. But now people are starting to talk, saying Pep's a fraud. Pep has bought our City to win the Champions League. He's not done it. He's failed. He went to Bayern Munich, didn't win the Champions League. He failed. I think when he signed that deal mainly because of his ego. He thought, you know what, I need to stay here and prove these guys wrong, that I can actually win the Champions League.
Like Steph said, doesn't that show desire? He wants to. Yeah. He wants to stay so he can succeed.
But you say that, but this is the same thing that got Arsene Wenger out of Arsenal.
No.
Even after he honestly, let me explain. Because when you actually think about it, right, Wenger was at Arsenal way past his sell-by date. With Pep, yeah, he's still good at the moment in time. He's still doing a job. His team is deteriorating at this moment in time. And let's be honest, right? He was bought to City to win the Champions League. So I don't really commend anything he's done at City in respects of, because before he came to City, City had already won the Premier League. They'd already won the FA Cup. They'd already won the Carling Cup numerous times. Other managers have done that. He was brought here to win trophies that no other City manager won in terms of, the Champions League. And to me, he's feel horribly. And now his ego's taking over because people are talking and he's feeling a bit hurt. That's how I see it.
Nah, I disagree. I totally disagree with that, because you saying he's done something that he's been brought in that other City managers have done. 100%. Other City managers have won the league, but not won the league the way he's won the league for Man City.
Yeah.
He completely destroyed the league, bro. Tore it apart. Made everyone in the league look average.
Bro,
remember that season when City were just scoring every game for 5-3-0 just to fall?
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. No, Steph, you're absolutely right. What they did that season was mad. But whether you win the league by 1 point or by 40 points, it doesn't matter. You still won it.
No, but it does matter how you do it, because it turns look, people judge it.
Doesn't.
What do you mean? So but this is the thing. People will compare
at the end of the day,
people were comparing that team, that Centurion team, against the Invincibles, bro.
Obviously,
people were putting that team highly.
It doesn't matter how you win, but the Invincibles went undefeated, and they're regarded as one of the best teams ever. So it doesn't matter how you win the league.
It matters how you win the league, bro. Come on, man.
Okay. I completely disagree, because obviously we remember great sides, we remember great moments in football. Fair enough, but end of the day, he wasn't bought to City to get 100 points. He was bought to City to win the Champions League. Granted, he's won the Premier League, but City had already done that, achieved. He'd won the FA Cup. City had already done that, achieved. If he had come to City and City had never won any of these trophies, and he's gone and cleaned up these domestic competitions, I'd be like, wow, he's done something that these City managers haven't done in the past. But the main thing, he hasn't won the Champions League. He was bought in to win the Champions League.
He done something no City manager done.
Bro, I bet. Wait, but listen, Steph. When you go to Mancini's trophy collection, there's going to be a Premier League medal. When you go to Guardiola's Premier collection, there's going to be a Premier League medal as well.
It won't say Centurion.
Neither will Pep's. What do you mean? Wait, what?
What do you mean? Pep won the league women. But listen, we will talk about Pep City side. Will we not talk about Pep City side compared to? So what you're going to say? We're talking about Mancini City side and Pep City side in the same breath.
No, we're not. But you can't. But what I'm saying is, you don't get a medal for getting 100 points. You get, like Roy Keane said, you only get a medal for coming first. You don't get a medal for getting 100 points. You don't get a medal for scoring 500 goals. You don't. That's how football is.
Bro, I disagree. I disagree with what you're saying in terms of total. I disagree. Yeah. I can't say Pep's a rubbish manager from what he's done, bro. I can't agree. No.
I'm not saying no. I'm not saying he's a rubbish manager. No. What I'm saying is, his time as City, if he doesn't win the Champions League, will go down as a failure because the one job he was brought in to do, he hasn't done.
I wouldn't say it was a total failure because he has won Premier League, and that's the main thing. It's not a total failure. I couldn't go that far.
Nuts, bro. If you can win trophies and be classed as a failure, that is crazy, bro.
Yeah, that is crazy. I don't agree with that. But in terms of the Champions League, I do agree with Ed. Like, they should have won a Champions League by now.
No. I'm not disputing that. He 100% should have won a Champions League, bro. But to say if he doesn't win the Champions League, his time at City has been a failure. Like he hasn't won trophies or built City up to a team. That is nuts, bro. That is crazy, bro. You know why I say it's a failure, bro. Unai Emery went to PSG and won medals every single year. That's crazy, bro.
Come on, that's a threat.
We're comparing again the different leagues, bro. The different leagues. We're not talking about, listen, it takes 38 games to win the Premier League, bro. Mourinho won the Champions League with a Porto team, bro. All you need is a good knockout experience, bro. To win the league takes more.
Are we denying the fact that he was? Are we denying the fact that he was bought in to win the Champions League for City? Let's be honest.
Nobody said that though. Nobody said that.
And has he achieved it?
To be fair,
I can't call him a failure just because he hasn't achieved that, bro.
I don't think the owners actually came out and said like, Pep, we've just brought you into the Champions League. I don't think it went that.
Talk to any City fan. Talk to any City fan. When you're getting Guardiola, why do you get someone like Guardiola to come into your team to bring you the Champions League?
I can't call him a failure just because he hasn't won the Champions League, bro. I can't do that.
I have to. I'm sorry. You know why? I have to. I'll say because any other manager could have won the league with City, and they have. If you want to impress me, come to City.
I don't know. So what you're saying? Someone like Unai Emery could have won with City.
Absolutely, Mancini came. Pellegrini came and won the double at City. What are we saying?
But come on, Unai Emery couldn't even get Arsenal right, but you think he would get the City team right?
Yeah, because City had an open checkbook. Give Unai Emery a open checkbook. See what he does. At Sevilla, he did this. He did
at PSG,
and he did what he did with it. So that's why I said that's why I said he's a failure because he went there to win the Champions League. He didn't win it. That was the case with Pep. He's obviously come to England. Like the thing is, if City wanted to just win the Premier League, they would have kept the previous managers. They wanted to go further ambitions in the Champions League. That's a fact. If you want to impress me, go to a club and win the Champions League. Don't go to a club and win a trophy people have already won.
I'm sorry, I can't agree with the fact that you're saying he's a failure, bro. That's just my opinion, bro. For me, that's mad. If you can win, if you can dominate a team, like dominate a league, the best league in the world, bro. If you can take your team and dominate that league, bro, and people still consider you a failure, that's mad, Joe. That's mad.
And like they say, winning in football, winning in football is not easy.
That is crazy, bro.
No one's saying winning football is easy, and not at any point did I say he's a bad manager. My only point being is he came to City to deliver the Champions League trophy. Ask any City fans, what do they want the most? They want that Champions League trophy.
I'm sure they do, bro. As a United fan, I would want the Champions League the most, bro. I'm sure we do, bro. Do you know what? I don't even want the Champions League.
I definitely would.
I'm not even. I don't even want it. Me personally, you ask me as a fan or a fan of football and a Man United fan, I want to win the league, bro. I want to clean up the league, bro. But that's my opinion, isn't it?
Nah. But the thing is, at that point, though, City had already done what they had to do in the league. When you bring someone like Guardiola in, for me, he's always gonna have this black cloud over his head that he's never won the Champions League without Messi. For me, that's gonna always be a black cloud over his head. That's why I will always put someone like Mourinho over Guardiola.
Yeah, I would, to be fair.
But
I think we agree with that. But in terms of
there is no better manager than Jose. Yeah. For me, there's no better manager.
But in terms of saying his tenure there, if he doesn't win the Champions League as a failure, I wouldn't go that far, like I said. But I definitely say it would be a disappointment. Let's say
it would be a big disappointment, 100% big disappointment. And yeah, he probably should have won it. But to say his time was a failure, that is mad, bro. That is a mad.
No, because I don't think you guys understand what I'm saying to you in regards to this. Like, honestly,
you're saying the only reason he was brought to City was to win the Champions League, bro.
Absolutely, and I've had City fans that said this.
I personally can't agree with that because the idea is still like Man City have no history of winning the Premier League, bro. So he's still there. He's still brought to this club to win the Premier League, bro. Create history at Man City.
I hear that, but what I'm saying is, if they just wanted to carry on winning the league, they would have kept previous managers. Mancini did it. Pellegrini did it. But
they would done it once, bro. But they couldn't.
That's what I was about to say. I think Pep has brought more consistency than they would have brought.
Replicate it.
If Mancini was still in this job, I doubt City would be the team they are today.
Well, I guess we'll never know. But all I'm saying is, for me, I always look at Pep Guardiola as this black cloud over his head, as someone that's been in situations where it's been impossible to fail, and he's still failed. And to me, at City, he's failed because deep down in his heart, when you ask him, what did you not achieve at City? He's going to tell you, I didn't win the Champions League, and that's going to burn him. I guarantee it. He's never won the Champions League without Messi. He's never done it outside of Barcelona. He's gone to Bayern Munich. Listen, I know some Bayern Munich fans who even tell me that they consider his stay at Bayern Munich a failure because he flopped in the Champions League. And these are Bayern Munich fans.
Yeah, everyone will have their own opinion on a manager and what they achieve and whether it's good or whether it's great or what. I'm just saying that for me, he can't be classed as a failure. Like a failure, bro. Like that's a big term. Bro. A failure, bro. Like
he's a failure. He's a failure.
Allow it.
Guardiola out. Guardiola out.
But thanks for joining us, peeps, today. Comment, leave your comments, let us know what you think about this whole subject and everything like that. Again, like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, and again, we will see you here next week. Have a great weekend, people.
Peace out, people.
Peace out.